That's exciting. We're well on our way,
3,
gentlemen.
2,
Penis.
1, go.
Okay, hello guys, and welcome to the VR Inside podcast. This is episode 3, and our motley crew is together, but unfortunately today we're missing one of our crew, and that is poor Frank. We don't know what's happened with him. He is currently MIA, so Frank, if you're listening, we hope you're okay, bro. But hopefully you'll be able to make it next time.
His girlfriend.
So I just want to exactly right. Yeah. So I just want to quickly go around, introduce you to everyone. Not like that any of these people need any introduction, but we've got the Bioshock lover and king of VR himself, Nathie Potato. He's obviously hosting this.
Did you really do that? Oh god. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Well, you know, some of your old school fans will remember the old Nathie Potato videos. Me being an old school fan myself, I remember those. I have fun memories of those videos. So
good to hear.
Nathie, the main man himself, who's hosting this fine podcast. Then we've got the fastest YouTuber alive, and that is the rowdy guy himself. See if you can move really quickly across the camera, like make that blur.
No, I'm kind of tired.
Okay. You can have a rest today.
Yeah.
We've got the bro of VR, and that is Austin Prometheus.
How art thou?
And myself. For those that don't know, I'm the new boss. I'm actually Duck Boss. So we had Rowdy, who was the prison boss, and now we've got the Duck Boss as well. So if you need any help with your duck calls or identifying a speckled mallard and a hen, then let me know. I'm your man. So
you're actually living in a fire station as well, like duck busters and doing calls.
Exactly right.
Cool. Wow, that's useful.
You got a dog too?
Yeah, I have actually got a dog. He should come on the stream. He's not as evil as the dog in Duck Season, though. You should be aware of that.
All right.
He's not going to murder anyone, thankfully. So anyway, guys, how are you all doing on this fine Saturday morning? Or afternoon, in fact.
Yeah, it's afternoon, right? It is. Or not?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Well, it's morning for Austin, but it's afternoon for us.
Let me open my curtain to see what it is. Oh yeah, it's still day.
Open the window of the Schmiegel cave and peek outside.
Yeah, just some fresh air for a second. No, I'm doing.
But that's
fine.
enough fresh air now. Deep into the cave.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So we've got some cool topics to discuss today. We've got the new Steam VR home. So we can all live in a new nice environment within VR, which is really, really cool. We've got the Pimax Kickstarter, which has just gone absolutely crazy. Talking about crazy, we've got Palmer in Japan. Man, that guy doing some crazy stuff right now, but he's such a cool dude. So it's an interesting topic of conversation. And then we can just move on to some like games that we're playing at the moment and what sort of you've been up to this week. So to kick it off, I just want to start off with the new Steam VR home environment. So for those that you don't know, Valve just dropped a new update on Steam VR where you can install a new version of Steam VR Home. And this new version has some really cool features. You've got trophies in there, which you can put on a nice display rack. So, you know, you can, which will change depending on how many achievements you earn in game. So they start off like a black kind of color, and then they go from like bronze to silver to gold, which looks really, really nice. And I used to be a really big fan of trophies and achievements back in the day, like on Xbox. So this kind of thing really is just kind of one of those you know, you invite a buddy round to your like virtual like environment. You can check out my trophy track and my trophy cabinet, right?
Yeah.
And show off all the cool trophies that you've got in there. We've also got some screenshots and artwork that you can actually put on your home environment walls as well. So if you take screenshots in game or you've got a funky poster you want to put up, then you can do that. You can also change some of the panels to recently opened apps, friend lists, and room lists, and you can place them anywhere within your home environment. So that's also really, really nice. And they've got a cool boxing environment that they've also included, where you can box with a robot and get some boxing skills and pump some iron. So, you know, if you're not getting it because you're spending a lot of time in the virtual world, then at least you can go to the virtual and make sure you don't skip leg and pump some iron. Virtual gym.
Especially the boxing ring looks really cool.
Yeah, I have to skip leg day in virtual reality too. You kidding me?
But it's actually an environment you start in, as far as I know. So it's like you now got like the Oculus Home or the Steam VR home menu, where you stand like in a little apartment where you can go outside. So this is like a new one. So that's kind of awesome. That's kind of cool. I like that. So you can now pick one of the two. So hopefully there will be more coming. It must be strange to start there, you know, with a robot that you can hit all the time if you want to.
Yeah, sounds weird.
Some people
promoting like domestic violence.
Would it maybe be possible to show the trailer of the Steam VR thing?
That's a good idea.
I'm not sure if there's a trailer. I haven't seen a trailer of that, so I don't got one ready right now.
I've seen a trailer though. I'll look it up and I'll drop it in the chat, and you guys can check it out.
I've seen like GIFs, you know, like little moving images, but it looks really cool. You know, you got like the boxing gloves. It's still in the style of like the other games they did too, the mini games. You know, the band you could play, and but it looks nice. It's just that Steam is not really. Sorry.
Yeah, the video that I've seen looked really cool, especially the boxing ring. It looks really interesting.
Because Steam is not really promoting it that much. Like we know on Steam that there's like a new patch note, but that's about it. You really need to share it to know it with Valve stuff at least.
Yeah.
I think right now it's because it's in beta. They've not actually done a official release. So if any of you viewers out there want to enable this and check it out yourself, you actually have to go into Steam VR, navigate to your tools section, scroll down and you'll find VR within your tools. And then you need to right click on that, go to properties, and then click on the beta tab and then opt into the Steam VR beta update. And then that'll download the brand new updates and check it out. But like I say, they've put it out there, but I think it's because it's still in beta that they've not really promoted it that much.
Yeah.
But what they're working on and what they're implementing is definitely really cool and something is badly needed, I think, because you know, if they want us to start in these environments, they've got to be nice, right? And I think Oculus needs to take notes on what Valve are doing with this right now, because you know we've had the Oculus home environment for like a year or so now, and it hasn't really changed much other than now you're outside rather than in. What we all really want is to move around our virtual space, put stuff on the walls and decorate it ourselves and invite people over and showcase stuff, and have it as a more personalized environment rather than just a bog standard scene that you can, you can look at, want something more interactive.
And in a way, it's also what Facebook is doing with their Facebook Spaces kind of app, with Oculus.
Yeah, I have the feeling that.
More social experience.
Yeah, true. But I have the feeling that Facebook Spaces is gonna be like the Oculus Home, because I mean Oculus Home itself hasn't been updated in a while, and not in a way where the friend system improves. You know, so it's like you're not really meeting there with friends yet. But if Facebook Spaces is gonna bring that system, I mean, of course Facebook wants that. To have people log in with their Facebook accounts and use those, you know?
Yeah, of course. And you'll have another way to market them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You're going to have ads all in your living room, your virtual living room.
I can't wait.
I don't know how they will do that. Maybe you need to wait until you start your game. You have like a commercial of like 10 seconds. Like freemiumware, you know?
You made a mess. Yeah. Clean it up with Clorox disinfectant.
But they could actually do very original things with advertisements, I think. I don't think it has to be it will be that intrusive. I mean, the most intrusive ads often don't work that well, I guess. It's often the subtle ones that get
It depends. If they start to bring free-to-play experiences to VR, where it's like, hey, freemium, you know, if you die, you need to pay $5 to respawn, and then it's happening in VR, then I don't know what to think about that. But
if you die in VR, you die in real life.
Oh yeah,
True story.
Yeah, that's right. Like these microtransactions,
We got
you have to watch
Facebook.
a 5-minute ad to get like 5 coins to play a freemium game. That would suck.
yeah.
But definitely, I think that's what we need. You know, like a proper environment where you can have people around, you can socialize in this environment, but also use it as a platform to launch all your games. And like me and Rowdy played a game Oculus together early on. And it was just a real hassle to try and get it up and running. It took us a number of attempts to get it up and running. So if we were able to meet in a virtual space and then communicate with each other and then start the game together, that would have made life so much easier for us. But right now it's still a bit of a mess. But then again, if you look at Oculus Home, that's still got the beta icon in the corner, and obviously Steam VR is still here as well. So we're still testing these for the companies. You know, we're still the guinea pigs, and they're not actually saying that this is a final product just yet. So.
And also for me, I don't know why, but they don't really work well together for me. Like Steam VR and Oculus Home together, if I have them both like working, I have my Vive plugged in, I have my Oculus plugged in, I always have some kind of problems.
That's weird.
Always, I need to make sure I plug everything out from one to make sure that it's working on the other one. I don't know why that is. I maybe it's just my settings, could be, but yeah, it's weird. It's every time that I have one of them plugged in, the other one starts causing troubles.
Yeah.
But if you're an Oculus user and you jump between Steam and Oculus Home, I actually made a really handy guide that you can check out on my channel.
that is definitely true. I mean, I think that if you work with Oculus, then you can easily use Steam VR as well.
Yeah. The latest Oculus Tray tool, if there's users out there watching, I would definitely recommend using the Oculus Tray tool, which was developed by a dude called Apollyon VR. He's made this really awesome tool for the community, and he enables it so you can jump easily from Oculus Home to Steam VR within the virtual world.
Also, I just saw that Frank is in the chat. I'm just gonna ask Frank, are you able to join now? Or are you, because we locked a room at the moment, but if you're able to join, then we can actually unlock it and have you join.
Yeah, I did actually have a notification, so maybe he is ready.
Okay. Well, if his internet is ready, then yeah, feel free to join. Yeah. But anyway, someone said, Rowdy, like your Vive Rift problem is like a first world problem, you know? It's very
of course it is.
Oh my god!
I'm not going to disagree with that.
They're not wrong.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree. It's Rowdy. Right. It is a big first world problem, but it's kind of annoying still in a way. Yeah. It's still annoying, especially if you want to do like some kind of recordings, and every time that I switch from Vive to Oculus, all of my settings, I need to like readjust them and make sure that they work again for the Vive or for the Oculus. It's just it can be a hassle, but it's definitely a first world problem. I mean,
it's like, oh my god, my pony pooped gold. Oh, it's such a problem. You're getting like little gold piles everywhere.
We have nowhere to put it.
It's true. No, I definitely apologize if I gave the impression that I'm not.
I don't think anyone's actually giving you real shit about that, man. I think he's just making a joke.
Let's see. Okay, let's let in here, and then we just need to stop that other video.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Good morning.
Okay.
Okay, so who's got the other video stream on?
Yeah, that's me. Just do your thing.
How you doing, Frank? You all right, bro?
Doing well. Sorry, guys. Late night, man. I was at the restaurant till like midnight.
You got a new headset going on there. What's that all about, dude?
Oh, so I can hear you guys and so I can talk to you without it being crummy. Nice. It's nice, right? I feel like part of the crew.
It's a crew. It does sound a little bit better.
It sounds a bit to me like your gain is way up high.
My gain is up high. Okay, hold on.
Or you need to talk very softly.
Whisper to us. I'm talking sensual, Frank.
Gently.
Okay.
Caress that is with your subtle tones.
So if I talk gently, we're okay.
Absolutely.
That's right.
There we go.
That's good, man.
All right, I can do that.
So yeah, just to wrap that bit up, what we were talking about, we were just talking about the new Steam VR Home update, Frank, and that you can add some bits and pieces to your Steam VR Home environment, which is really because and that probably Oculus needs to take a few notes out of Valve's book right now and maybe implement something else. But obviously, because they're part of Facebook, hopefully we'll have a platform like that in the very near future.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. I was reading about that. It looks really cool. I have not gotten to check it out yet, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really nice. And it's just a nice environment to be in, especially when you personalize it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So moving on, this is some big news this week. The Pimax announced a Kickstarter campaign. So this is the bit that confuses me, right? Because not only are they kickstarting one product, they're kickstarting 3 products. So if I just go through them quickly, we've got the Pimax 5K, the Pimax 8K, and the Pimax 8KX. So they've gone the whole Apple route and they've added an X on the end of one of the products to make it sound.
Yo, does it have a little
premium
notch in the display so you can only see part of it?
Just a little, right on the front.
The notch has been confirmed by Prometheus, so notch confirmed. But yeah, so this crazy Kickstarter thing, like even the fact that it is a Kickstarter confuses me a little bit, because this is a company that produces their own products. They've sold products before. They must have a storefront of their own, but they've decided to go with Kickstarter. But this is strange because it's a fully fledged product. It's not like it's in development, or it's not like something they're pushing to say, look what we're designing right now. What
was Kickstarted then, like specifically?
The 3 products in terms of actually people pre-ordering them.
Maybe they did it just to see like how many people would actually pre-order it.
Yeah, testing the market maybe.
But this is the crazy thing, right? Because it was only 5 days ago that they actually started this Kickstarter campaign. Their goal was $200,000, and they smashed it within like a few hours. And now, looking right now, it's at 935,000.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, but that tested review really helped, I think. And it didn't launch the day of that review.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That was smart.
Well, their whole campaign in the first place was pretty good,
Yeah.
It's just that they didn't have to kickstart it, because they already, they are going to deliver them in just, a couple of months. So it's like it was more like a web shop, and to show it off, like, hey, this is the impact we have, this is how many people buy it. So it's like you're actually opening up about how much you sell.
So it's just using Steam VR, I'm guessing then, right?
That's right.
If you look at their if you look at their Kickstarter page, they have like a risks and challenges, and that is say that manufacturing is not an issue, as we have already delivered over 30,000 Pimax 4K headsets globally in half a year. For a Pimax 8K, we will use the Fresnel lens without any supply issue. We are now in the stages of finalizing the solution for positional tracking, and as such, it may delay the shipping time of rewards that include positional tracking. To overcome this, we have come up with multiple positional tracking options, and we are seeking support and partnerships. So that is the only part that they still need to work on. Yeah, exactly. But they have also a timeline, and the timeline actually starts on May 2014 when they established their team, and then they have all the development cycle up until July 2017, where they have a global roadshow for feedback. And then they go into September, where they have the Kickstarter launch. And then the immediate next time point is December in 2017, where they have the estimated delivery of the Pimax 8K to the backers. So I don't know what is in between that time frame, but I guess that's the only problem they still seem to have is something with the positional tracking.
So I wonder if they have to hire a new dev or somebody just to work on that, or an engineer.
Yeah, I'm guessing that if they want to make sure that they deliver in December, then I hope they're in the finalizing stage at the moment. I hope so.
I mean, you don't want to have the Oculus shipping problem, where there's you don't get your stuff. like not on time. So let's hope for the best, right?
Mentioned in any of the tested video of like that there were problems with positional tracking? Because I mean, I haven't heard anything of that.
Yeah, I hadn't really noticed. The only thing I'd heard about is that the field of view, some kind of like people were worried about that, but that was it.
I am. I am definitely worried about the field of view because I mean it's very cool to see 200 degrees field of view in headsets. I think that's freaking awesome, but I just don't know how like the majority of the VR games will actually deal with this. Because I mean there are like games like Rick and Morty, like the virtual reality. It has like a field of view kind of slider, so you can adjust it there, I guess. But with the majority of the game that is not there, so I guess that when you actually have 200 degrees field of vision, you're just gonna get like a very zoomed in or a stretched out image, which I don't think is really the way forward, unless of course every game starts to like give like the option. Right? To choose your field of view of your headset, which is maybe something that is indeed for the future. Yeah. But at the moment, the majority of the games, I'm not looking forward to having a zoomed in image, even if it's 200 degrees field of view. But again, in the tested video, they didn't really seem to. I mean, they did mention something about the field of view, but. They didn't really mention it, that they saw like a lot of like aberration on the sides or like like distortion. They did say a bit, but nothing that was worrying them. So
okay.
I don't know. I have to try it myself, I guess.
Do they have a ship date at all yet, or is it going to be a while?
The only thing they say on their Kickstarter that I have seen, maybe someone else can fill in on that, is that estimated delivery is December 2017 for the Pimax 8K.
Yeah, so
but they already delivered the 4K, huh?
So Mike, there was like a Pimax 8K X, right? Like the Super Pro Ultimate Awesome Edition. And is Mike still there, by the way? He seems to be a little like frozen at my place. Wait, let me show you.
He's just fine.
Okay, well, so maybe he should rejoin. But anyway, I wanted to like ask Mike about like the Pimax 8K, the X one. Like you need like two 1080 Ti's to run it. Like it's a beast of a headset that you need to run. It's crazy.
Didn't they say that like maybe?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You need like at least a good computer for this stuff. Like this is not your casual computer. Mike, can you rejoin? Can somebody tell him to rejoin maybe?
Yeah, when I watched the stream live, Mike was the only one kind of bubbling.
Yeah.
Can you hear me or?
Yeah, I could hear you fine. I could hear all you guys.
I can hear Mike just fine.
Yeah, there he goes. He's back.
Mike keeps on talking, but you guys talking over him.
Yeah. No, sorry guys. It's a tricky thing. But yeah, Mike, tell us more. Tell us more.
Okay. So looking at the Kickstarter specs of this crazy device, we've got a 200-degree field of vision, like Rowdy already mentioned. Each eye is running at 3840 by 2160 per eye, so that's like 4K resolution per eye, which is pretty nuts.
Amazing.
They reckon it's going to be compatible with Steam VR straight out of the box, and like Rowdy said, it's going to be delivered just in time for Christmas. But this is the crazy thing about this, because if it's going to be delivered in December this year, this would mean that these headsets have already been manufactured and pretty much must be already ready to go already. You know, it's not like they're manufacturing them now in time. They must have already started production on these. But this is the crazy thing, right? So the goals for this thing are pretty nuts. So if I just go over the pricing, so you can buy an 8K Pimax for $499 if you already own a Vive base station and controller setup. So,
Indeed.
You can just buy the headset itself. And apparently that's going to be compatible with your Vive base stations and your Vive controllers. And that seems like crazy thing to put on your marketing. What do you guys think of that?
I think it's a very smart approach.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it makes it easier because then you don't have to buy all the extra stuff. But then the people that don't have that, how much are like all those lighthouses on their own?
Yeah.
Lighthouses are pretty expensive, right? If you want to just buy them off the website, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, VR is expensive in general.
But then they are actually targeting people that already own a headset.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to get.
I also don't think that if you are about to buy a headset, you are going to buy a Pimax.
Oh, hell no.
Well, I don't know about that. I think there's a lot of people that still think like, you know, I want to have the, you know, I mean, there's a ton of people that still have an iPhone 7 and they're still going to buy an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 10 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that still want like the newest thing. They might sell their Vive without the base stations and just keep the Pimax.
That's true.
Yeah, but do you think that if like they're an iPhone owner that they would buy like a Hamazaki like X that comes out? You know what I mean? It's just like a no-name to a degree.
If it's the new high-end thing, if everyone says, "Oh, this is the, you know, the best thing," then maybe those people will.
Yeah,
that's a good point though. But a lot of it's like a status thing, and they still want it to be a good product. You know, so like you're saying, like with Apple, if you're buying the latest Apple product, there's at least like this set in stone quality that you pretty much expect from it. With this Pimax thing, we have no idea how it's going to work, and it almost like in my mind, I have trouble understanding how it will work, considering that it's way different than Vive or Oculus, which are both doing pretty good with Steam VR. But this is going to make it entirely different. You know, it's even using like a different layout. So I don't know. I have trouble believing it's just going to roll in, have no problems with Steam VR. You're going to love all your new games on your new 8K headset. I don't know. I would love for it to be that way, but it's just difficult for me to believe.
Yeah, it feels too like good to be true.
Yeah.
I just want to throw it out to the chat as well. Like, are any of you guys that are watching the stream right now, have any of you pre-ordered it? Have any of you like done the Kickstarter thing and actually ended up buying one? Because we actually know 2 people from our group that have pre-ordered through the Kickstarter campaign. And they're super excited about it because, you know, like you said, they want to be on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
And if this is the product that's going to deliver that, then that's what they want. But let's be honest about it. You know, it smashed its goal within a few hours, and now we're almost sitting at $1 million backed in terms of funding. So there's definitely an appetite for like a high resolution virtual reality headset that has a really wide field of view.
Yeah, and on the wide field of view, we have VR Gaming involved who addressed that issue as well. He said the Pimax field of view issue is actually a software issue, which is what we said as well. So that is something that can be fixable. Racing sims have been using high field of view for triple screen monitor setups for years. So yeah, that is indeed true. But then indeed every VR game that is made for the Pimax will then have to implement that software solution.
Everyone, every single
one that uses the Pimax, or you're gonna have a zoomed in or stretched out image. And
or unless like the Pimax, unless the Pimax implements some sort of like fix, so it upscales it or changes it some way.
Indeed, if Pimax can deliver something like that, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So looking at the price again, so for just the headset alone, it's $499. If you want base stations and controllers, so you don't have a Vive previously, then that's $799. And like they say, they're going to be sort of shipping for Christmas time. But that's just for the 8K, right? So this is where it gets completely insane, because then you've got the 8K X. And they say on their Kickstarter page that for the 8KX, you'll need next generation GPU. You'll need at least an i7.
You need something that's not out yet.
We're not even allowed to play it on this generation, boys.
Yeah. You're going to need like...
Where are you at?
You're going to need like a 1080 Ti, SLI, likely. Minimum.
That's the wrong generation, Mike.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
I know.
Are you angry?
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I think Austin just bought like a new PC and he's angry that he can't like use like the latest one on it. He's like, what?
Mike's out here spreading lies.
Yeah, so that is true. Like you're gonna need like the very cutting edge to run the 8KX, because the 8KX is the same headset, but apparently it runs at 90 hertz according to their sales pitch.
Wow.
So. But this is the weird thing, right? Because they put a caveat.
I can't even imagine how many pixels a second that is.
Exactly right. So this is a weird thing to put on their sales pitch, because it says it right at the very bottom. And that says, based on our tests, no obvious difference in VR gaming experiences between the 8K and the 8KX. So then you just begs the question, why would anyone buy this thing?
Yeah. I guess just to be that cool.
Based on our tests, we don't know why we made this.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're saying. unless you're some kind of developer, maybe it's like aimed at developers, but they don't stress that in their marketing.
But I mean, where's this developer like coming from? Like, are they from America? Are they from Asia, or you know, where are they coming from?
Who knows?
Because that's the thing. I have like a mixed feeling about this whole Pimax thing. I mean, I really want to believe that it's really cool and it works pretty well with Steam VR and stuff like that. But I mean, let's say it's almost Christmas. Like pre-ordering, like I don't pre-order myself. It's a risk. I mean, sometimes, like if I really think something is good, I would pre-order it for sure. Like I'm also going to be a blind fanboy. But I'm like, I want to wait for the reviews of like actual consumers, because let's say, how long is this headset gonna like perform well, you know? Maybe it's gonna cause some issues after a couple of months. Maybe the display is gonna like twitch around, or you know, like Tested, for example, used it for like a day or two. But on the long term, how is this thing going to do, you know, software wise and hardware wise? That's just the thing I'm like wondering, and you don't know. I mean, but
we need to give them some credit though, because I mean, the guys from Tested, I do follow them quite a bit, and they've been very positive about it, and I do like their reviews always. So I mean, I think if they would have some troubles with it, I do think they would have come clear about this, and they were actually, I didn't think they were going to be this positive when I first heard the review.
I think that's a little credibility to it, because the Tested review like dropped almost the same day as the Kickstarter started, and a lot of people were like, hang on a minute, these guys are saying this thing's legit, maybe I should be pre-ordering, because maybe when it comes to December, pre-orders start shipping and everyone's going crazy with their 200-degree field of view, saying this is the best thing ever, the VR gods have finally graced us with an amazing headset, you know. And it's just like, then it's going to be a real struggle to buy one, because they're going to be sold out everywhere. So I can understand why people are pre-ordering, but like Nathie says, I think it's a bit dangerous right now in this kind of unknown territory, especially with a company that we don't really know that well. So that's what I would say. But has anyone in the chat actually said that they've pre-ordered themselves?
I haven't seen anyone saying it, but I might have.
I mean, it's no secret that as a company, if you deliver or not, you can get away with it. In a way, you know, it's just, I don't know. I think they are going to bring something good, but it could also cause some issues people are going to have with it. I mean, I like the idea. This is like a headset of the future, in a way. So people can now like get a taste of what it is, but it's more like a taste, not like a daily thing you are going to use. That's the feeling I have. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about this because I haven't tried it. I don't pre-order. I didn't pre-order one. Like everyone doesn't really know anything about it. Only Tested, of course, because they had one. So,
yeah, and they're the only source that we have at the moment. I mean, I've seen some other reviews.
Yeah, Upload also had one, but I don't know. I didn't really hear that much from Upload. It's just that it's also like they could have also done a marketing campaign on all the websites. So like, how much can we trust a website, you know? Did they get paid to maybe be positive or to boost up their whole campaign? We don't know. I mean, I'm sure Tested, you can't buy their opinion, that's for sure. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm the same. Like I do give them, since the review from Tested, I do give them a lot more credit than I did before. So I do understand that after that their Kickstarter may be like bumped up a bit, because they're just a very trustworthy source.
Yeah.
But also I was thinking too, if you think about it, they did raise 900,000, but $500 a headset, really, that's still only 2,000 headsets. That's not really crazy numbers for like a brand new on the market, top of the line, most amazing product. I mean, like the iPhone within 5 minutes probably had 20 million pre-orders. Not comparing it to an iPhone, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But still, I mean, for a company that has no name no name, that has not, been one of the established brands that we have now. I mean, if HTC would do it, then they would probably sell like a lot more headsets as well.
Yeah, probably be at 1 million.
Facebook would do it. But it's a new player that is basically kind of entering the market, and I do find it an impressive number, though. I mean,
no, yeah, it's not bad at all, especially with how quick.
The original Kickstarter from Oculus, how much did that end on? Does anybody know that?
I can look into that, definitely. But like another feature of this headset is that it's kind of modular in a way, in that you can add accessories to it. And one of the first accessories they're touting that you can add to the headset itself is almost like a leap motion kind of device that clips to the bottom of the headset. And then you have like hand and finger tracking. So that's quite an interesting design feature, and interested to see what you guys think of that.
Yeah, just to mention really quickly, there were 9,522 backers with Oculus, with a total of 2,437,000. So,
oh right, yeah. So we're almost halfway there in 5 days.
So that's terrible. Yeah,
it's actually, when you put it that way, it
that
seems
sounds better.
More
Exactly.
Impressive.
Yeah.
VR Gaming Evolved ordered an 8K-X.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's what he says. So.
See, another thing that I worry about.
The next generation GPUs aren't even out yet. Why are you pre-ordering? It doesn't even make sense.
But like when this finally comes at Christmas, isn't LG working on another headset too? I mean, like they're gonna have competition, possibly even when their like release is. So that's another thing.
That's the thing. It's not really competition. They go like next level. Like no one is going to create like a 4K or 8K headset right now.
Yeah,
you know, like this is one of those.
The
like
LG is 1440, I guess.
And that's why this Kickstarter also worked so well, because it's like something out of your mind, something crazy where it's like, what, 8K, you know, where like we just got 4K screens. Like 4K didn't even get accepted by just the casual public yet, and they are already starting. I think like a 4K headset could sell well. I think we are almost to a point where they start selling that. But like they go to 8K and then it's like, whoa, okay, you know. So that's why they also like they got so much attention coming towards them, because everyone's like, it's not even about how it looks, the headset. It's just like, whoa, 8K, man.
It just sounds crazy, yeah.
Yeah, it's like PC Master Race to the future.
2.0.
Yeah.
The LG one has a single 3.64 inch screen with a 2560 1440 resolution.
Oh.
So that's what is that?
Still not terrible, but yeah.
1440 pixels per eye, which is also better than the Vive and Oculus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And see, that comes from a more trusted company, is why I feel like more people could lean towards something like that. But I don't know. You're right. I think we have to wait until they get out into the public.
Yeah.
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 So I'm actually heading off to California on the 9th of October next month to go to Oculus Connect. So you never know, they might announce something crazy there, which would be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, while I'm out there, you know, I've spoken to Pimax, and I might be able to go and visit them in San Francisco, because it's not actually far from where I'm staying, to
awesome.
demo the Pimax and actually have a go with it. So hopefully, while I'm out there, I'll be able to give you some firsthand experience of what I think of that headset. But the other thing is, which is another point to make, is that, you know, everyone can make all these amazing headsets, you know, 4K resolution, 10K resolution. At the end of the day, it's just a headset. Like, we need the software and the games to bring people to the platform, right? Yeah. To the VR platform. You know, it's all well and good having an 8K headset, but if there's nothing fun to play on it, then what are you going to do?
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once the hardware is there, you know, I still think the games will come.
Yeah.
But are developers even making games that can like that on 4K it'll make a difference? You know what I mean? Like, because they're not even optimizing their stuff for that, are they?
Well, that's the thing, is they had no reason to.
Yeah.
You know, so like now with that out, I'm sure it's not like an incredibly difficult thing to like, if you make, because you're gonna sell more more by just developing straight up for like Vive and Oculus and all that, obviously. But if you then want to get that little extra market by spending some time optimizing it for this headset, which is already still going through like Steam VR, then, you know, I can see what they're trying to do, because people would, if I was a developer, I'd still be like, well, if anybody out there wants to play my game in this insane resolution, and like I can optimize it for that, you know?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But
yeah, I don't know how difficult that would be.
When you guys play, like, you know, speaking personally, like the field of view isn't something that really bothers me anymore. Do you know what I mean? Or
No.
it doesn't even factor into my enjoyment of an experience in VR.
Don't really agree.
Okay.
I think a bigger field of view is always better, but it needs to be done properly. I mean, if it's just a stretched out image, then
yeah, it sucks.
But I'm telling you, because I mean, the human field of vision is what, 220 degrees? I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Of which a large part is peripheral vision. If you can manage to get that in game, I think the immersion will be a lot higher still. Because now I sometimes still have the feeling. I mean, of course, while you're playing, you forget that, but you're still wearing glasses. You know, you're still having those binoculars on your face, and of course, you forget about that while you're playing. But I think the level of immersion that can be reached will be even higher if you reach the 220 degrees of vision. I think that will still improve a lot.
Yeah.
And for me as well, I don't think that. I mean, resolution is important, but resolution does not make a game. I mean, if I play super hot, if it's an 8K or 16K or an 100K, it will not make the game any better than it will be as it is now, I think.
Yeah.
Even though it's on polygons, it's just a brilliant game as it works. And I think that what we need far more are like creative devs that make creative games that people want to play, regardless of like the resolution that we're playing it on. Of course, more is always better, as I always say. But I mean, if we work with the materials that we have now, I'm 100% sure that we can make a lot of fun games. If you look at the general PC gaming market, there's a ton of games that are out there that are like still 2D platformers that work like really, really, really well.
Yeah, especially with VR, I've noticed like when I play games, resolution doesn't matter as much to me. No, not at all.
I don't think so. I mean, more is always better. I mean, the material we'll get, the better it will look. You know, I'm all for that. Yeah. But I prefer a good creative game with an original concept than a game that just looks very, very gorgeous and that's it.
Yeah, spend time on the mechanics and like actual gameplay. Don't worry about the visuals as much. For sure.
Okay, guys. So let's move on then from there. I guess testing these headsets ourselves will be the proof in the pudding with this one.
Yeah.
But maybe this is an area where 8K will make a big difference. And this kind of brings us on to our good friend Palmer Luckey. He's recently ventured off to Japan, and he featured on an AVRS hentai VR pool party.
Oh my god! Are you
What
kidding?
a great guy! What a great guy!
No. So he was there. He was there as a VR expert talking about the VR adult industry. Okay. Which and that's just crazy in itself. But he was actually sitting there in a bikini as well.
Did you guys see the video?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah.
Did you guys see it? It's unbelievable.
He's great.
I saw a bit of it before this show because we've seen him in female attire before when he did the Quiet cosplay a while back. You know, he's one of those guys that could probably pull it off. Like but
we should have
no,
shown
I don't
like
think he can pull it off, but I mean, more power to him for doing it.
Yeah, we should have shown like a little bit of solidarity and all join the stream today, the podcast, and do it in bikini as well.
Yeah. No, but I think like it's kind of it looks all like kind of silly what he's doing, but I think he's doing a really good job right now with VR. Like we don't really see it. Maybe he's like dressed up as something, but maybe that's like you don't know why he's doing that. Maybe he's trying to give out a signal. You know, it's like
that he needs help.
No,
but it's also
but I mean, it can be considered art as well. Like you use art or like a way to like dress up and then get attention.
It's a good way to draw attention. Yeah,
maybe
that's the key. Yeah,
I don't know.
He's not stupid at all. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you gotta be like a cool dude to dress up like that. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even like
confidence,
to
man.
That's so I mean,
I would do it. I would definitely do it.
Next podcast confirmed.
I'll be here in a bikini.
Yeah.
I'll just trim my chest hair so it looks like I have a bikini on.
So while Palmer's out in Japan, he's also going to the HTC Vive stage show at the Tokyo Game Show. So that's going to be very, very interesting as well to see him there, because whilst he's been out in Japan, we've also seen him recently playing the Mario Kart VR experience, which we talked about a bit on our previous podcast. So he's been playing that. He's been getting involved in a lot of VR stuff. But there were some interesting quotes that he made during this talk about sort of like the VR adult industry and just VR in general. So this is some of the comments that he made right at the very beginning. And he stated, VR isn't taking off quite as quickly as people anticipated, which is a fair point. But he did say this, which is interesting. VR is selling at this point more than the iPod did at the same point in its lifetime. So if we're taking like all the headsets into together, the sales of those headsets together are doing better than the iPod did at the same point in its lifetime. What do you guys think of that?
Pretty fair.
I'm just so sick of hearing like the meme like, oh yeah, VR is going to fail or VR is not taking off like it's supposed to. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but the estimations that they did in the beginning, they were insane. Like, you know, how many billion the industry would hit. I mean, there's not a single industry before that hit that much in such a short time frame. I think that the way that VR is progressing, it's phenomenal already. If you see like the market players that are joining, we have Samsung joining, we have Facebook joining, Sony has already joined, Apple is building an AR kit, Google is doing VR and AR stuff. There's so many big players already in the market that I think like, you know, it's taken off. Maybe not as fast as it's supposed to be or how everyone thought it would be, but there's no stopping technology.
No, and these Microsoft headsets haven't even launched yet, and that's like the more consumer friendly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But like as we've seen in the past, porn seems to push new technology forward, right? So look at like the VHS and the Betamax. You know, it sort of takes on new technologies and sort of experiments with them in that way. Yeah. And that's why he was kind of saying it. You know, that it's always been at the forefront of technology adoption, and that's why sort of a lot of people should be maybe using it as a platform. And maybe porn, it could be VR's killer app to bring more people to the platform. Who knows?
What you're saying, Mike, is that everyone should watch more porn?
Go for it if that's what makes you happy. Like, you know, whatever makes you happy, you're not hurting anyone. Go nuts.
Well, let's hope the porn industry is going to do some new stuff, because it seems like they are just stuck with their 360s all the time and their VR, their cardboard selling that kind of stuff. So
you talk
well with that new Adobe update coming soon.
It's common knowledge. I mean, everyone knows this. It's all about the 360s. I mean, they can also go next level if they want. Like they can use the Pimax 8K. I mean, hey, we finally found something useful for the Pimax.
For the Pimax, yeah.
That might be too much resolution.
Yeah, that might be scary.
It might be too real.
I don't want to see that much.
Frank, then it doesn't matter anymore if your girlfriend is angry or not, because you got another real one in that Pimax. You know?
The digital waifu.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, but seriously though, you guys are right. Like, as long as they start to cash more, the more interesting VR stuff we will also see.
Dude, imagine when we see those like.
But
clubs.
I mean, don't underestimate gaming. I mean, gaming is also funding a lot of stuff in the VR industry.
I just looked at the chat and I saw that Paradise Decay said that his cardboard got a little bit damp and soggy. maybe that was still of like a previous part of the conversation.
he was just gaming so hard, right?
Dude, sometimes you know you're just a gamer.
I've never heard this before. This is very interesting.
But what Palmer was also saying was that behind closed doors, like obviously he knows a lot of developers and people in the industry, and behind closed doors he was like, hey dude, you know, you tried like, you know, VR porn out, and everyone's like, yeah man, VR porn's like the most amazing thing ever. But when it comes to like doing something live in front of an audience or being on stage,
yeah, it's weird. Really exactly.
Like, I'm not going to promote it, but you know, it is amazing. And he was saying that if you're a smart VR developer, you should be like, you know, pushing money along, but behind the scenes to like fund these projects. But you know, the front facing doesn't want to sort of admit that this is kind of what it's being used for.
Yeah, that's sneaky. It's like hiding in your back room at night with your headset on.
Yeah.
Praying somebody doesn't open the door.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I think it's like a really dangerous thing to do, like, because you're blind.
Yeah, you're blind.
You have no idea what's going on around you. You could get
There's gonna be that scene in a movie one of these days where somebody's like on their VR headset and someone's just robbing the house while he's just like sitting there having a go.
Yeah. So he also mentioned some other interesting statistics, which is kind of cool. He said like the Samsung Gear VR sold around 6 million units, the PSVR sold around 1 million units, but he said that those devices, you know, at the moment people are very rarely using them, he said, because there isn't the compelling software to make them use them. So I don't personally have a Gear VR, and I've never actually tried a PSVR, but I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are on that, Frank, to see, being involved in the PSVR world.
Oh, dude, I don't even play with flat games anymore. I mean, I play a little Destiny too, but I even play stuff in cinema mode because you can just play all your games on the headset. I don't even need a TV. I mean, we don't have the longest experiences, but we have all the top ones that you guys have for the most part.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. There's a game for everyone. There's over 100 titles now. We got shooters, puzzle, action, RPG to a degree. You know what I mean? Platform. So it's in its infancy, but now there's definitely enough games to have fun.
I kind of support Frank in that one because I mean, if we're talking about longer titles, do Oculus and Vive have so much longer titles?
Very polished. Well, I mean, Oculus at least is like a lot of polished.
Wow, but so
Vive,
is PlayStation
I don't know.
VR.
HTC is like kind of behind with their.
Farpoint, I consider that a polished title.
If
Resident
we're talking about percentage
Super
of
hot.
games that are decent and polished, then Oculus will be in the dumps because there's just so many garbage games that whenever you do run across a good game, it blows your mind.
But I think you're wrong in a way there because there's way more shovelware on the Steam VR platform than there is on the Oculus platform.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Like, there's like
Isn't that
10
what I said?
thing.
Steam
Yeah, you
VR?
No, you said Oculus.
Oh, I
Yeah,
meant
it's-
VR.
Dang, son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I meant.
And
My
the thing is,
bad.
like, the Oculus has got a couple of really good, like, long titles. Wilson's Heart, I enjoyed. Lone Echo, I really enjoyed as well.
But it's funny, you're naming all the titles that Oculus funded by themselves. So if they don't fund it, then nothing happens. So there will be no, well, of course, there's some surprisingly good developers lately that pull something awesome up. But no, you're right. Like, without the funding, we will not see Lone Echo or Arctica 1 or, let's think without those games, like what came out then, like not that
But
much.
Yeah,
That's
PlayStation's
normal,
got
I
the
mean-
best about that.
Yeah, but they shoot. I mean, it's very smart, and the games are pretty good,
Well, PlayStation, I mean, I think a lot of the games get like funded by a little bit by Sony as well, no? To get
Well, so
developed on
the thing
platform?
is, so if they release on the PlayStation VR first, then Sony gives them marketing. They give them seed money, but they have to pay it all back, and they have to like sign either a year or 6 months exclusivity. So they help, and you know what I mean. The PlayStation Store is much less convoluted, so they get a big banner the day it comes out for launch week, and
because I mean, most of the games that I've played on my PlayStation VR are quite polished titles, though. I have to say.
Yeah, they don't let
and there are
crummy
even
stuff in the
titles there
store.
that got canceled, like Riggs. Riggs was a polished title.
oh yeah, Riggs is great, and it's free to anybody who's got PlayStation Plus right now.
Yeah.
And then you got Resident Evil, which is of course not a purely VR game. You got Superhot that got on there.
Farpoint, you can't forget, man, with the
Farpoint,
gun.
yeah,
It's like
Farpoint
next
is,
level experience.
I really had a great fun with that title as well. So you do have a lot of. I mean, if I have to say like the most polished titles, I think are the titles still for PlayStation actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising. Like,
think so.
PlayStation is not bringing out that much, but they still got like the best titles out there. No, that's right. I think that if you could make a top 3, for me it would be PlayStation, and then you got Oculus, and HTC is like falling behind. I haven't, like, they did do some funding, and they did make some games with like development, but they were kind of arcadey, I haven't seen like big powerhouse games. So yeah, PlayStation is still doing it. And people seem to be very dedicated to their headset too. Like,
Oh, they
if you
love
wait-
it. Yeah.
It's worth the wait with them. Like, PlayStation isn't disappointing that much. But they
And also their launch titles, they were very good actually.
Yeah, they really weren't that bad. I mean, we got Riggs day one. It didn't do too great, but Valkyrie was there day one too. Job Simulator was
Sky.
there day one. Yeah.
And then that one other platformer game, Bound, is it Bound?
Oh yeah, Bound. Yeah. Or no, you're talking about the Tethered.
Going with, Tethered.
Yeah. No, but same like Moss is gonna come out soon, with the little
Moss
mouse.
looks
I mean,
great.
that's something like, wow, why don't we have this on Steam VR or,
I know it's Bound. It's Bound.
Oh, it is Bound. Oh yeah, Bound. Yeah. Bound's the one with that really pretty graphics. You're running around everywhere. I like that one.
Very original game. Yeah.
Uh huh.
So actually, we should be jelly of Frank. Like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I have a PlayStation VR, so I'm not jealous. I'm having a ton of fun.
No, but yeah, no, and I think that you guys have tons of games, and you have some like we don't have a military first-person shooter, but we're gonna have one in like a couple of months. It's 5v5, so like I think that was like one of the big things that everyone's wanting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's correct. I think as well that PlayStation has a lot of great titles, and then indeed maybe the hardware is a little bit less comparable to like the Vive and the Oculus. But I do think as well that that indeed, because of like the market position that Sony has just in general in gaming, they have a lot more say in that kind of stuff. And I do think that when you make like a new platform like HTC and like the Oculus did, that in the beginning you always need to be funding titles in a certain way. I mean, when Xbox joined the market, they were also funding titles to make sure that they could compete with the others, I guess.
Yeah, PlayStation's sneaky about the titles they fund too, and they have like projects in Spain and France and like Mexico with all these like PlayStation prospects where they go to like schools and just like pull people to work on titles. So they have tons of VR games they haven't even like told us about.
Yeah, true. And I mean, the PlayStation VR, it has no competition yet.
Yeah,
none. Like the PC is not competition because PC is something on its own.
No, the only competition is mobile
and more expensive.
Like, it's not competing yet. I just have the feeling that the PC and PlayStation VR are not in each other's like way at all. Everyone is just okay. I bought a Vive because I got some more to invest, and I bought a PlayStation VR. So and that's
because I had a PS4 already. Why the hell not?
But let's say Microsoft is starting to do a trick. Then it starts to get a little interesting. Right now they don't even need to try hard. They bring some good games out. Like I think that it will be a positive effect too, where Microsoft is gonna come to the game as well, because then they need to they like to compete, so they need to. And then they will also have the problem where a developer set an exclusive or signed an exclusive deal with PlayStation. Well, Microsoft wanted to do it, and then you got that kind of like competition going on, So,
the whole console wars thing, exactly, because PlayStation's winning right now.
Do you think that the console war is gonna like have a positive effect on the PlayStation VR?
Yeah, to a degree, just because I think I think people are going to be iffy about the Xbox VR from the start, just because like they've been so iffy about it. They haven't said like one time that they really want to do it. They're just not really into it. They say it's a PC game. And then PlayStation, on the other hand, is like, go grab a VR. We've been wanting to do this since the 80s, finally. So it's like, I feel like PlayStation just supports the hell out of it so much that like, even if you look on the forums, people that have broken wires, broken headsets, they send them in, they get it back in 3 days.
Yeah.
Like their Sony support is killing it in the VR world right now.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's what you got to do.
We got 2 questions in the chat, and there's also one about the PlayStation VR. Both of them are about the PlayStation VR. It's, David is asking, who's actually telling us that the PlayStation VR is pretty good. I just wish that they would update the controllers, because he has been so spoiled by the Rift Touch controllers, which I kind of have to agree with that, though, because I mean the PlayStation Move controllers, they're really not all that. It's old hardware, and I think we've discussed this previously as well. It would be nice to see an upgrade of that. And
I have a strong feeling there is an upgrade. I just don't think they want to talk about it, so people will keep buying Move controllers, which is kind of sneaky, but it's smart from a company perspective.
And then there's another question to Frank directly of if Climbee is actually coming to PlayStation VR.
They said the devs said they wanted to, or no, To the Top, the devs said they wanted to bring it to it. I don't know about Climbee. Yeah, but I've heard To the Top they want to push for PSVR.
Okay.
It's, by the way, it's a funny fact that when I went to Gamescom, I spoke to a developer that was also planning to bring a game to PlayStation VR. And when you update your game on PlayStation VR, you need to pay for that. You need to pay for update. I was like,
to update?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a process for them. It has to go through like all the ratings and everything. It takes like a month to like even update for some people.
Oh wow! Okay.
It's nuts. Because there's a line, so you have to get in line, and I think you can pay to like pass the line.
That's nuts.
What you gonna do? It's corporate.
It's paid DLC.
Yeah.
But then again, like on the flip side, just to throw it out there very quickly, I saw something from Vive recently on the Vive port platform that if you're developing on their platform and you're selling games throughout the Christmas period, the holidays, then you'll get 100% of the revenue.
That's awesome. I saw that too.
Yeah, that's a great move. It's not even about that the developers are getting it. It's just very good advertisement in the first place for HTC for doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're so friendly. That's nice. Yeah, it's like a positive spin, which is good because everybody else is doing exclusives, and they're like, we're not doing exclusives. We're even giving money to the devs.
Yeah, but in the end, let's just realize it is ViveBart. Okay.
Yeah.
So
which no one's using right now, right?
No,
I
not
just
really.
hope that not like a lot of like those developers that are making like shovelware will say like, let's just wait with releasing our game and then go and release it there because then we can make even more profit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? How much impact will the whole Christmas season have on ViveBart?
I don't think it'll have a big impact on VivePort, but I think as a VR industry as a whole, I think it'll be huge because there's probably
Bethesda VR is coming.
That's right.
You know, a lot of people like kids, you know, or people that are younger, you know, a VR headset is a big expensive outlay. So maybe they're all holding out till Christmas to get that one big present.
Yeah.
And VR is going to be the one that they get, maybe.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, I do think that as well. That like during Christmas periods, we're going to see that like surge and like VR sales again.
Yeah.
As well on headsets as in games. That makes sense.
I really think we're going to see a surge this year because it's been now out for like last Christmas was like the first Christmas, even for like PlayStation, you know what I mean? That people would have bought it and it was still like not a tested market. I think this Christmas, we're really going to see some sales.
Yeah. I think that PlayStation and Oculus are going to do a great job on like discounting all the games and do it in a marketing way where everyone sees it. I'm not so sure about Steam VR. I mean, Steam VR with the summer sales and the Christmases, they aren't that exciting anymore compared to previous years. So it's kind of like searching for the best sales out there, I guess. But maybe they have it on the front page.
Still.
Yeah,
I still like that.
It's not
it's
bad.
So popular.
It's not bad at all. And I mean, all the games are getting dressed up in Christmas style, and I mean that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun.
I just want to go back to a quick point you made there, Frank, at the very beginning of that. You said you've been playing a lot of Destiny. You say, have you played Destiny in your headset, like using that as a screen?
Oh, yeah. I play Destiny in my headset. I love it. I feel like I'm there.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I love it. I mean, the resolution's a little low, but it's perfect for me. I have bad eyesight to begin with, so I can't even tell. And I love it. It takes me a second to like get my bearings, but dude, it's amazing.
So how does it work? Are you looking at a virtual screen?
Yeah, just a big virtual screen that you can make little or medium or giant. And I do right around medium so I can see it perfectly in front of me. Man, it works solid. I love playing games like that.
I guess for us, like when Destiny 2 comes out, we could experience something like that using a virtual desktop or big screen or something like that, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, Destiny 2 is fun. I already hit the level cap. I'm almost at the light cap. And I just want to do the damn raid.
Nice, man. Nice. I'm super excited about Destiny 2 because I didn't play the original one because it was only a console game, but now it's coming to PC and we're holding on for the 24th of October for release day so we can play. I've actually booked a week off work as well.
Dude, it's really addicting.
Which is
addicting.
That's when you know you're a legit gamer when you book leave to play.
Yeah, I might grab it on PC just to see what it looks like, dude. But it is a legitimate. It's addicting, and they really made Destiny 2 better. I know this is a VR show, and we're not about to talk about it, but you used to spend so much time in the menus waiting for shit to load, and now it's like they've made so much better hub worlds that it's really you can just sink hours away and you have so much fun.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm looking forward to playing your PC. If you end up playing on PC, dude, I'll definitely team up with you.
Oh yeah, I got my PC right behind me. I'm gonna check it out tonight. I can't wait.
Oh mate,
yeah, that's why I was a little late.
Show it. We want to see it.
It's still in the box, but I'll lift the
box. Show the box. We love boxes. Smell the box. I like to smell.
It's gonna have boxes. That new PC smell.
Oh, that's a big box. That must be a big computer.
Shake it.
Yeah, just shake it. Shake it very hard. Throw it around.
Dude, I'm so psyched.
Man.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
But yeah, I'm playing with that tonight.
That's
Frank is gonna be one of us soon, you know. He's gonna
Gooba Gaba. Right? I know.
Join the dark side.
I want to see some tweets tonight, Frank. Some pictures of that bad boy up and running.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. I'll do like a classy unboxing.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah, like 20-second unboxing. I hate unboxings.
20 seconds? Yeah. What are you doing in those 20 seconds?
Yeah, wear the Palma bikini while you're unbox it.
That's hell yeah, good idea. I'll do it Aronofsky cuts. All right, but
so moving on.
I'm super psyched. Yes, please, Mike.
moving on quickly from non-VR games to VR games that we have been playing this week. I'd be interested to see what games you guys have been playing and what you think of those games. So fire it away with Prometheus. What have you been playing this week, dude?
I haven't played any. However, I did get a key from Survivor to that one game that's in beta, and I'm actually excited after this to try it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
talking
the
about
first
that,
person one?
What's that?
The first-person shooter?
Skyhook, Sky Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. Something Hook, I think.
Hook.
Skyfront.
Hey.
It's only in beta for like this weekend or something, right? And then it's gonna be for full release.
I think the beta is up until the early access starts. I think.
Looks pretty cool though. I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Frank? What have you been playing, dude?
I have not been playing too much this week just because I've been so busy, but I did play a little bit of what's that game called? The Solus Project came to PlayStation VR, and it's actually cool. It's like a 15+ hour exploration, like survival game, and I was pleasantly surprised for $20.
It's a very fun game.
Yeah, it's fun with full locomotion and crafting.
Yeah, I played that game when it was still in like development phase for the Vive. I mean, it was already a PC title. You could just play with PC, but they were like trying to optimize it for the Vive, and even then they were already doing a great job with that. Yeah. It's a really cool title, and I think Paradise Decay suggested that as well to me, that I should like recheck it out and maybe start a series on that on the channel. And I'm actually thinking about doing that. I don't know if it will do well on the channel, but I'm willing to give that one a try.
I mean, you could actually roleplay that you escape. So.
Yep.
I mean,
but hell yeah, no, that one's cool.
Rowdy, you're never going to live that down. That meme will live with you forever, I feel like.
I don't care. It's fun, though.
He doesn't care. Whoa,
we'll just call him Michael Schofield.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, man.
So what about you, Nathie? What have you been playing, dude?
I've been playing Echo Grotto, a cave simulator where you explore a cave. And maybe that sounds a little boring, but it's not that boring, actually. It's a very cool game where you... get your climbing air. It's like Climby, but then where it's more like you get into that creepy cave, and you have like a small light, and they're like the guy added like 3 creatures in there now. You get like snails, crickets, and some kind of like eel, some kind of water monster. But like imagine if you got spiders and you really need to scan things, and you just need to search for gems, because the system this game uses is very smart. So you got a store where you can buy your tools to go into the cave, but before you can get those tools, you need to find them. And when you found them, they go into the store, and then you can buy them. But if you want to buy them, you need to find gems in the cave. So it's like a loop. And I mean, to be honest here, like I'm not sure how many games you guys play that actually have like a system that wants you to like rewards you in a way. Like this is genius. It's very nice. So it's fun. It's like a low polygon style. Would definitely check it out. It's like $5. Like it started as $5.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the titles that I still want to play as well.
Yeah, no, it's really it's really fun. And I also played Robinson again because they just got a new update where you can use motion controllers. I'm not sure. Is it also on the PlayStation VR, Frank, or only?
No motion controllers.
Do you think they are going to do that, or?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't know.
But I wasn't very amused by their. It was kind of disappointing, to be honest.
Really?
It felt very basic in a way. I think they rushed it. I think they were like, okay, maybe we should just bring the game out again, and this time with controllers, because they haven't been in development for months for sure. But I thought that Robinson was a game that has been built from the ground up for VR and also motion controllers. But it seems like they stopped that development part of motion controllers pretty quickly, because you can just see it's outdated. It's outdated compared to all the other titles where, like Robo Recall and The Climb, you can really see your hands moving, and they are kind of static and they don't align with your actual controllers. They are higher up. So it's I don't know. I expected more. I love the game. It's definitely one of the best story-based games I played. It's very strong in a way. But motion controller, yeah, I don't know. It didn't really add up anything to the experience. You can't grab things. It's still the scanner you use.
Yeah, so what's the point if it doesn't add?
You can't you got like that Dino pet, right? Leica. You can't just interact with her. You know, you can't feed her, or that could have been so great. It could have been so, but I don't know. Like they already finished the game and it was already too late. It's a shame. I think it's a shame. But I did enjoy it.
It does sound like a shame. Yeah, it sounds like a shame. A sort of wasted opportunity there, maybe.
No, I mean maybe my expectations were a bit too high. Maybe. But I don't know. They could have made this game so like that was the only thing that they had to add for true perfection. Yeah,
so the Schmiegel Cave game is better in your opinion?
The Smeagol cave game is much better because I also live in a Smeagol cave myself, so I totally felt like home. I was like screaming Gollum, Gollum.
You're like home sweet home.
Catching fish with my bare hands, you know. So no, I totally yeah. But no, seriously, I recommend that game. Go check it out. It's really fun. It is. Yeah.
What about you, Mike? What you been playing?
Yeah, so this week I went back to duck season. I had a lot of feedback saying that I hadn't really seen what the game had to offer, and that's probably true in a way because I just played it the vanilla ending. It was a very boring ending in that you don't shoot the dog through your playthrough, so he doesn't come for you at the end, and everyone lives happily ever after, and you get to play the maracas at the end. So that was kind of boring, and so I was like, okay, I'll go back and play it again, and I even went back and played every single ending that's possible.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of really dark, shady stuff that happens, which is actually quite interesting.
I'm kind of regretting it now.
Yeah, like if you don't want to have nightmares, then don't watch the video. But it's pretty creepy. Like this dog, he murders your mum, which is nuts, and then he tries to murder you as well. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I did all the different endings, and I did a video showing the different endings, so that was kind of cool. Other than that, I just played some bloody zombies this morning, which is kind of like a beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up game, a bit like Double Dragon, the old Double Dragon sort of beat 'em up game, that kind of style. But you're fighting zombies in like a London apocalypse area. It's kind of fun, but it's clearly not made for VR. It's just VR has been tacked on as an extra. You can play the game in or out of VR either way, but I don't think it really adds anything to that particular genre of game. So it's kind of nice to play, but it doesn't do anything additional. Like, it would be nice if you had items being thrown at you or stuff. Like if you beat up a zombie, like flies up towards like your face. So you kind of get that 3D effect, but there's nothing in it that benefits from using VR. So that's a bit of a shame.
It seems like the game is just like there are scenes happening around you, but it's not like it comes that close where, like that's the thing. Like Lucky Still, for example, was the first game where I had my experience where things were flying towards me, where Lucky goes over like a bridge with a waterfall and the fish are like flying into your face, things like that, that adds up. But if you just have the game and you're just walking around and so I don't know.
Yeah, that one's fun, but it's just kind of eh.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a shame, but so that is about it, really. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up, or is there any questions from the chat that you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I think that VRChat, we haven't really mentioned that yet, where HTC funded.
Yeah, let me have a quick look at that and just we'll try and answer
short, but it's cool. I'm happy.
I can tell you real quick about the games that I played as well.
Sure. Sorry, dude.
Oh, hey, Rowdy.
No.
Hey, Rowdy. Are you here too?
Have some time about to look up the stuff for the VRChat you wanted to talk about. Yeah. The game that I play is also Bloody Zombies together with Mike. I can imagine there's an audience for that, but it's not a VR game. The only thing they really added was the VR headsets that like the little characters are wearing if you're playing in VR. So that's the addition for VR, I guess. And then I played that Skyfront game together with Kaz and Cherry today. It's a fun game. I really have to say I think I played for like about roughly an hour, and I didn't get bored at all like during the hour that we were playing. There was only one map at the moment that I could find. I played together with the devs as well because there's not that many people in the beta server. It's a fun game. It's kind of like you have those those giant guns that you can like fly with. So you use them as like sort of like propellers to move forward. And then you have rockets that are like, you know, missile seeking, and you have hooks that you can like kind of Spider-Man fly around. And you got like a pistol, which is more like a one-shot kind of kill. And it's a pretty fun title. And what else did I play? I played I finished Prison Boss. I finished Out of Ammo. I played Archangel and the Iota project. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones that I played.
Cool. And you didn't play anything else?
Nothing. Yeah. Nothing else.
No.
Yeah, not yet.
No. Okay.
Still doing a couple of videos tomorrow, probably.
Yeah.
So I've just had time to have a quick look at this. So VRChat raises 4 million round led by HTC. So this is a VRChat application that just received $4 million worth of funding from HTC. It's interesting because it's obviously like a social platform where you can meet up with other people. And it's actually something that we've looked at in the past before starting this podcast, where we would have some sort of like virtual reality environment where we all join in VR, and then we could maybe like project pictures or videos on the wall within like a VR boardroom, for example. But this kind of is like a chat application where you can meet up with friends and chat and hang out, a bit like Altspace. So it's kind of interesting that it's a very similar application, but has just received a load of funding.
Mike, real quick, I'm sorry, you guys, I gotta go. I got a super busy day for me today. It's like a graduation for a college near me, but you're beautiful. I'll see you guys next Saturday.
Hey, bye-bye.
All right, see you.
So do we have to add another stream so it all lines up?
Yeah, please.
Or should we just...
Yeah, go for it. But no, but it's funny though. Rowdy and I played some VRChat, and you can really see like they got their own community. You know, it's like I think they did a great job on investing into that. You know, it's really nice. It is. It's a fun place. I mean, everyone can build their own world there. Everyone can do their own, you know, unique thing. And you can just be yourself there too. Like I don't know many places where people are really themselves. Like Rowdy, I mean, you have seen there are also people dressed up like anime characters, and they don't really talk, but they just wave at you and they run around like Oompa Loompas, and I have no idea who they are. You know, like Rowdy and I met some moderators from the game too. Mm-hmm. They didn't really talk. They did their job, but they had like little hats on, and they were like looking at us from a tree and stuff. I mean. I don't really know how to describe VRChat, but I like that place.
Weird.
It's kind of weird.
It plays on VR, but
I feel welcome. I feel welcome there. You know, it's weird, but I don't feel like I'm really getting bullied there or whatever. You know, so yeah. No.
I'm gonna have to try that out. Definitely, it sounds kind of crazy.
It's totally free, so yeah, why not?
Yeah. So I just want to throw this out to the chat because it's an idea that we've talked about before. But say if we had this chat like this podcast, but we did it in VR and we sort of show the from a virtual camera in VR what our actions are, and like the board, like a conference board or something like that, where we could put videos on and pictures. Would that be something you guys are interested in, or do you kind of prefer this kind of layout that we've got going on at the moment, where we're just kind of talking out of VR as such? So I just want to throw that out there to the chat to see what you guys think about that.
Yeah, that's a very cool idea. I don't know how feasible it will be. We also got a question from the chat from VR Gaming Involved saying, one last question. Do you guys like bananas?
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
Who doesn't?
That's nice. I mean, you can see on my face that I don't really eat that much fruit, but I had a banana before.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah, the comments do seem fairly positive about it. Do it, yes, interested. This would be awesome. It'd be cool if it was possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try something like that in the future as a sort of a test. And if you guys like it, then we'll carry on. If not, then we'll revert back to our old format. But there's a couple of companies that are doing like a beta thing at the moment where they've got like a very similar kind of platform where you can meet up and have conferences in VR. Maybe we could utilize something like that to push content out there. But unless you guys have got anything else, and unless there's anything else,
I got one more thing to say.
Sure.
Next weekend, I've been invited by Sony to go to Gameforce, which is a gaming event in Belgium. It's the largest gaming event in Belgium to try out some of their new VR games. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting weekend for me next week. I don't know what they're really going to expect from me there. They're also doing a live stream where they have me playing some of their games. So yeah, that sounds really interesting. I hope to test out something new.
Yeah, what are
they? Are you gonna vlog that?
Am I gonna vlog? I'll probably take my camera with me and take some video shots as well. Don't really know yet what the idea is that they expect from me there, but yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, and I'll try to push out a video on there as well.
Yeah, what kind of games would you play there then?
They haven't really let me know any of the games. I know that Eric in the chat had an idea about the games, but I haven't really looked into what new kind of stuff that they have.
It could be Moz. I mean, Moz is something that gets demoed a lot. Yeah. Skyrim VR is getting demoed a lot. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Bethesda has their own office in Holland, so I mean,
I already checked that they were gonna be there as well. So it's gonna be interesting. An interesting day.
Yeah,
2 days.
True that. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Nice, I guess.
Nice one. Well, we'll wrap it up. We'll leave it there. Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for joining us in the chat and getting involved in this. Yeah. Obviously, it's a weekly podcast, so we'll be here every Saturday. Hopefully, next Saturday we'll be on time. Yeah. We'll get our housekeeping in order. So yeah, we just want to say thanks again for supporting us, and we'll see you on the next one.
And I mean, if I miss this podcast or I haven't seen the whole thing, where can I watch the whole podcast once again?
So I upload the podcast on my channel on a Sunday, so you can catch up with it on Virtual Reality Oasis YouTube channel, and hopefully I'll have the nice clean audio for you, so it'll sound really, really nice.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, bye-bye. See you later. And
thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining. Bye.